Hello everyone and welcome to another live stream here on twitch.tv/Xisuma. And if you're watching over on the second channel and you haven't heard about my new channel, Xisuma Music, which you probably have because I keep talking about it, go look it up on YouTube. Seriously though, I'm just making an effort to talk about these other things that I do more at the moment. That's kind of like my goal as a YouTuber currently, is to better invest and inform and let people know that I do more than just, you know, the things that they might be aware of. Because I am trying to build up a presence beyond just doing Minecraft at the moment. That's talking and music. And those are open-ended ambitions for which I don't know where they're going to go. And there are people in chat saying hi. Once again, ditching the old pre-stream timer countdown thing. I'll do that on occasion, but I think I'm quite comfortable now just jumping straight into streaming even when everyone's not here. So welcome everyone. One of the things we will do early on today is answer a donation from yesterday. I didn't actually really have too much time to think and articulate my thoughts on the question, but I definitely got things to say about it. It was an interesting question nonetheless. So welcome everyone, thank you for the bananas, Silver Lycan Studios, appreciate that. The bananas let me know when I'm live. We're listening to a little bit of Lord Leviticus today, we're doing a little bit of digging. You know, getting blocks into the inventory. Do you know what, I want to get some more cobblestone now that I think about it. Let's put this down here as a project chest. I'm going to chuck that up there, and oh, you can look at all these goodies that I've collected. My goodness me, actually got so many blocks in there that are valuable. It's like I've been digging somewhere, you know? I won't tell you where I've been digging, you got to figure that out for yourself. Let's go grab the other pick type. Exactly, Zagreat says a little digging, in air quotes, just a little bit of digging. You know, absolutely went through every single one of these picks and had to repair all of them. Just a little bit of digging. You know? That's how we roll, that's how we roll. X, can you live stream 20 plus minutes after you release an episode? So you can let us watch the episode as soon as it comes out, so Silver wins. Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing at the moment. I don't know what the best way to time it is. What I'll probably do is like 45 minutes, and then I can say I'll be live on the hour type thing. So, anyway, it's something I want to experiment with doing, because, you know, 300,000 people watch an episode, and, like, about 100,000 of those watch it within the first 24 hours, and quite a lot of people watch it within the first hour. So I figured, you know, maybe if I tell people, hey, I'm like live now, more people will come over and check out what we do over here. Just, I've been thinking about, you know, like I said earlier, promoting what I do a lot more. Because I tend to just do these things and, you know, not really go too much into it, I guess. I need to turn up this glorious music in my eardrum. What's up with that skin, says Alpha. Hashtag Blame Mumbo. Look into my eye that you can't see because the helmet obscures it. It's terrifying, yes. Next time use TNT to mine, says Excel. I truly believe that TNT mining is kind of slow because the explosion part looks really good, but you've got to set it up. And if you're going to set it up, you've got to do digging. And then you've got to gather sand and gunpowder, and there's just so much more to it. I think setting up a beacon and just going at it with your pick is a good way to go. There's also, you know, optimal ways in which to use your pick. If you mine like this, that's slow. If you mine like this, look how quickly all those blocks disappear. You know, there are techniques to mining. You can do it inefficiently, slow, fast. I think as long as you've got a good mining technique going on, you're probably going to be able to do it relatively fast. Right, let's wander in this direction a little bit. Where art thou? Ha! This is it, right? Yes, this has got to be it. I was just thinking, you know, I might mistake it for an area where gravel falls down and then leaves a little opening, so I'm glad I made that a nice square bit. Look, speaking of gravel, what you doing? Falling down, buddy? Let's pick it all up. What are the blocks for? They were going to be for pistons, actually, the cobblestone blocks. Now I don't need any. Tango, what are you doing? Don't do that! I imagine him and Impulse are probably up to something. They might be streaming right now, actually. I don't know. Are Tango and Impulse streaming? Oh, yeah, I don't want to punch out torches. We like torches around here. Your average Crusader is here for 11 months. Thank you ever so much. Arafaro 8 is here for 4. Incredible. And Jellyman 2001 is here for 8. Appreciate the support ever so much, peeps. What Y level are you mining at? Have you found any diamonds? Says not telling you my name. Oh, you won't tell me your name. Naughty. I can't believe the cheek. You know, being on the internet and not telling someone your real name. That is just not on. I really think that's naughty. Okay. I forgot what the... Oh yeah, I got over a stack of diamonds so far. And we're mining at level Y, which is, in my opinion, the best for branch mining. Ah! No! Oh, ow! And getting slammed by gravel, apparently. It's great for that. Enjoying B2B streams, X, says the real Bob. You know, I thought, what on earth is B2B? Back to back, right? I mean, I've been in a decent mood today. I've been surprised. This is the most lethargic day I have had in 5 years. I have not been outside for a walk other than quickly to the shops. I've, you know, what have I got on my Fitbit? 5,000 steps? I hate it, but I've managed to keep my mood up. My moods are so tied to exercise and keeping on top of things, but also I think the fact that I knew it would be a challenge has kept my thoughts in a good place today. Just keeping myself focused on what needs to be done. Been really enjoying the Minecraft challenge that I've set out for myself. And so, yeah, for those of you who don't know, I've got injuries and then I picked up another one on my foot that means that I can't walk. Alpenglarp says 5,000 is way more than the average person. That's quite sad, really. Like, that saddens me a bit. 5,000 is not a lot. I've just been in the house all day. That's from me just moving around, cooking, tidying things up a bit. You know, I do get off the chair every hour and make an effort to have something to do. That's why I don't tidy everything up at once. Like, I leave things on the draining board and then it's like, right, and then I'll come down here in an hour and do that. Like, I do break it up a bit, but yeah, 5,000 is not a lot. And anyway, it's not my usual amount. Like, I can feel it in my body, just the lethargy, and having not run for like 2 months, it's adding up, and it just gives you, I just feel less of that lightness, less of that boost, less of that natural good spirit. Everything's just a bit more foggy all the time. And at the moment, it's, you know, technically only getting worse. And the only thing I really got is walking, which I can't do. So yeah. And down falls the gravel. So I'm just trying to get these to link together so we can start like working our way out and then build a border essentially. Also, I've got to keep an eye on how full the inventory is. By the way, we're getting tons of noises in the air. I've also got a hot cup of tea. We're 9 minutes in. Going to be sipping on that real soon. We've got a dono, as people say, to talk about from last stream. Oh, it says, I'm having a really bad day. I have a concussion. Not much I can do. Sorry to hear that, dude. Concussions suck, right? Like, I mean, just keep yourself attentive and awake. And awake, I believe, is... I mean, maybe I shouldn't be giving advice on concussions, right? But they say stay awake is really important. Like, don't fall asleep if you're concussed. But yeah, I immediately realised that I have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay, I need somewhere to, like, well, chests is what I need. More chests. And I'm literally running out. Literally running out. Actually, I think 2 might do us for this project. Okay, how about those noises? In that eardrum, we've got Karat Kavat here for 8 months. If free will may be an illusion, how does one cope with that and still keep control over their life and have aspirations to get better? Says Cracker that. One has to embrace the illusion. You know, just... You can't give in to the idea that determinism doesn't mean you don't have control. If anything, for me, the idea of determinism gives me more of a sense of drive, because it just makes me feel like things could actually be unfolding for the better if they're deterministic. It's not all up to chance. It's a bit of a strange, maybe counterintuitive thing, but essentially if you're seeing the world in that light, if you're thinking on that level, then you can have more control over yourself. Like, you can be less about your whimsical self and more about your controlled decision making, ambitious. I don't know, I always found it empowering in that direction for me personally. Wonder if chat has anything to say on that. Define free will. Free will will be the idea that you as a conscious human being take actions and do things of your own, you know, inner desire, inner construct. But I'm of the belief that if there is law and order in terms of structure in the universe and how things happen, then our conscious experience is part of that law and order and structure. And so if things boil down to chemical reactions, and if this thing goes there, that thing goes here, you know, basic laws to govern things, then technically what's happening in our brains is a part of that, and therefore free will itself may be less of this idea of free will, but more an ongoing series of reactions that we call emotions or ideas, right? They're all part of the brain chemistry. And some people take that and they don't like it, and it makes them feel like they're not in control. And for someone like myself, even though it sounds counterintuitive, I feel like it gives me more freedom to like realize that that's the way the brain works, right? I mean, that's coming from someone who's been through CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. Like, I literally had to reprogram the way my brain thought about things. It was like, actually what I'm thinking is not healthy. And therefore I had to identify that and then counteract those thoughts with rational ones. And eventually that became like an ability to put different ideas into my head. Positive ones. Better ones. Things that, you know, can benefit me as opposed to burden me. It's really simple. Everyone here has probably experienced a bit of self-doubt, gone too far, a bit of negative thought. I'm not good enough, people don't like me, those sorts of things, right? Well, if you think those things, and you think them too often, the pathways in your brain that fire, the synapses that connect to create those thoughts, because that's what thoughts are, they're a bunch of things in your brain firing up and connecting. There is this habit with the brain that the more things fire, the stronger they become. So you can get caught in a trap of thinking these negative things, right? So... Now, this isn't the answer to that, but if you were to always assume something or think something positive deliberately, it ends up actually firing those synaptic pathways, and you will do it naturally. You won't have to think about it. So, like, assuming the best of people is something you can always remind yourself to do, especially in this toxic internet online environment, right? And, I've still got a bit of both in there. I tend to hear both at the same time, then I'm like, I'm going for the positive. Because I had to deal with a lot of negativity up there, right? So I might get a comment from someone that's like, do a face reveal! So the negative side of me, which I always have to keep in check, you know, it can come back, it can be stronger than you think it is sometimes. The negative side can be like, oh, this person is shouting and demanding things of me, right? But the positive side of me can go, that person has probably invested a lot in your videos, enjoy what you do, and just is curious about what you look like. And their way of expressing that is by typing in all caps and tweeting it at you in the form of a demand. I mean, it's almost a good thing if you think about it. And I play a lot with sarcasm here, which I also think I should maybe ditch the sarcasm a bit, because some people don't understand it. I get sarcastic about that stuff, because I just get inundated with it constantly. Which can be a little bit irritating, but again, you know, you think about it, like, there's a lot worse things than being irritated by people, you know, enjoying what you do and wanting to see your face. It's almost kind of ridiculous when you say it like that, right? So, I don't really know where we started with that. What was that about? Free will? Then it was about cognitive behavioral therapy and positivity and negativity. Let's take it to chat. Alpenglab says no, some of us actually understand sarcasm. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, right, isn't it? Like, some people won't, some people will. It should never really be a reason to stop doing something. Like, it relates to my opinion of being offended by something. I think if you're offended by something, that's on you. If you really think this thing that is offensive is a really big deal, then there's probably rooms for discussion and talking with people and convincing them or whatever. And it's kind of like that in a way, right? Like it's on you. What was I saying was on you? Jeez, my brain gets off track so quick. Like, at the end of the day, like, being sarcastic isn't a crime. So, if someone doesn't get the sarcasm, unfortunately, it's on them. I'm not saying it like, oh, it's on you. It's just, that's kind of how it is, right? But, yeah, I just feel like, you know, I know that some people aren't getting it, and maybe it's I'm creating something negative for them. So, Sis the Sniper says, I love sarcasm. Me too. Ironically, I'm pretty terrible at detecting it myself, even though it's like my favourite form of humour. Mainly from Ricky Gervais. Just the way he uses sarcasm is brilliant. And, like, if people are sarcastic in the way he is, I get it. If they're not, other ways of delivering sarcasm tends to go over my head. yeah, here I am being sarcastic on the internet, right? Ricky Gervais is legendary, says Teen in US. I couldn't agree more, you know. My all-time favourite comedian, without a doubt. I've seen, you know, pretty much every movie he's done. Extras, The Office. Listened to all of the radio shows with Carl Pilkington and Stephen Merchant. Just endlessly hilarious, that guy. Always look forward to something new. And I got to see him live once, which was amazing. You know, me and my friends always used to go to gigs, but never comedy gigs. And it just kind of occurred to me at one point, like, I would really like to see that. And I got, you know, got in on it, learned about it as it was being announced, and got some tickets for me and my mates. Pretty cool. Which office you like more, says Race FR. I like the American one more, but you can't have the American one without the English one. And the English one is 10 out of 10. Absolute classic, masterpiece. They're just both that. If anything, the English one is probably more worthy of being called a masterpiece because it's more concise and to the point. Whereas the Office one is a bit more like franchised with its multiple seasons, the American one. But I love the humour in both of them. They're both absolutely terrific shows. And, like, why does it have to be one or the other? Like, they're both terrific. Well, I'm just having to read a chat. If you like Ricky Gervais, check out Afterlife on Netflix. Yep, seen it. Both seasons. I feel like that show's terrific at getting more to the, like, emotional point. He's always had the emotional through lines in his shows, like the deeper meanings are there, but I think with that show he really kind of like got through on those messages. They're definitely there in what's it called? The one with Derek. And what I love about Derek is that it would be so easy to assume something based on his, like, appearance or his demeanor or whatever you want to call it. And I love how, like, that character defies your presumptions of what they are going to be like. Because at the end of the day, anyone who's born with any kind of difference is just as much a person as anyone else. Right, and I'm absolutely desperately far behind on noises in here, and I got a hot cup of tea, and we got messages galore to read through. Let's get to it. Just making a note here. Right. Jeez, I'm not going to be able to keep up, am I? Where are we? I'm so far behind. Bodden, 74, thank you for the Prime. Mercury Explorers, thank you for 10 months. Becca Loves Panda is here for 21. Awesome, thank you so much, Becca. Appreciate it. Official Jaden is here with 10 gifted subs to Tadam TTV. K for 67. Alex Dizzo. Stim316. Panzer Ghost. Blastomatic. Mojo. Merrick's Labs. Harvard GJ. Big Phil 8707. Bam! I feel like looking at y'all while we read these noises out. Thank you ever so much, Jaden, for supporting our community. Appreciate it as always. Last time ladies here with the Prime. Miyataki is here for 15 months, and Bowles is here with the Prime. Ben Dover is here with a donation saying love you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. We got Sturbucks here with the cheers and the bits. You have your driving test. Any advice? I love the videos and live streams, especially the Xisuma Says channel. I have advice for you on your driving test. Don't put all your hopes and ambitions in passing today. Don't put it all on the line mentally. Go into your test as if it's a learning experience, right? Don't think, oh, I'm going to fail, but thinking failure is not failing, failure is succeeding. You are going to learn from your failures, right? I failed 3 times before I passed, or 2, and I passed on the 3rd, I believe. Yeah, and I had the same, actually, instructor every single time. Yeah, so that's what I would focus on. It's going to be nervy. You're going to make mistakes. It's just the nature of that kind of environment. So focus more on, like, not putting it all on the line and being like, I will get there eventually. Let's, you know, do my best and learn from this experience, because every time I did mine, it showed me weak points, things that I needed to work on. And by the time I took my 3rd test, I felt like I was doing great the whole way through. And the one time where I was a little unsure about what I was doing, the instructor said to me after, like, I almost knocked you off points on that bit, but I'm just going to tell you what you did wrong, and then, like, that'll be that. And so basically we were going down this double parked road, and the speed limit was 30, and I was probably going about 25, but it was quite close. The thing is, the car in front of me was going quite fast as well, and I had a car right behind me. So I felt this pressure from the drivers around me, which is like something you'll do a lot and you shouldn't do as a driver. You should drive on your own instincts, not take cues from other drivers. It can be so easy sometimes. Like, someone quite a while ago, like, you know, gave me the signal, go on, you go first type thing, and I went and I didn't check to the side of me. Unfortunately, there was plenty of space between me and the next car, but it's just such a simple mistake to make. So yeah, on my test it was like that. It was a case of I was feeling the pressure of the cars around me moving faster, even though I actually wanted to go slower down that road because it was double parked. The learning lesson there, even though I actually passed my test, was to go on my own instincts. Alpenglarp says defensive driving. Defensive, yeah, interesting word to throw in there. I don't know. That word doesn't really click for me, but it's more about, you know, just you do you. Don't let things outside pressure. Focus on how you drive and what you know you can do, right? I mean, if you have trouble because you're trying to get in and out of traffic, I remember on one that I failed, I was feeling this pressure to, like, go, because he had said, you know, pull over, park here, and then go again, right? Cars are coming both ways. I get a little bit of an opportunity, and then I fluffed up getting the car out of being parked and putting it in gear, and it all went wrong very quickly. But it was because I was, you know, like, worrying too much and not really focusing on all the steps that I needed to take. And, like, if there's cars around and you're not feeling that comfortable, don't be afraid to just wait a little bit longer, right? Just because you're on a test, you know, they'll probably see that. They'll probably realise you're doing what you're comfortable with. That's kind of important. Offensive driving sounds way more fun. Offensive driving sounds dangerous. Dangerous. What if you're really short? Have any advice for me on that? Says Nico Kazooie. Well, I'm not short, so I don't know. I don't know if you mean related to driving or like in general, but I guess it's not something I experience, so I can't really help you with that one. What are my thoughts on self-driving cars instead of human-controlled cars? I think it's the future. I really do. You know, the common kickback on these things is about safety, and we're scared of putting safety in computers and whatnot. But, you know, a lot of systems that you interact with, like airplanes, are mostly piloted by computers today. The pilots themselves do a lot less than they once had to. You know, these systems are better than us overall when you put it in terms of percentages, but people don't like giving it up, and it always seems like a disaster when you know, a AI car crashes or whatever, right? So there was a AI car that crashed somewhere where they were testing it. I think it was even a Tesla, right? This AI car crashes, and so it becomes a headline, obviously, because this is like a hot topic. But if you think about it, right, the response should be in proportion to the percentage. So if we have this one crash of a car, one driven by a computer, it should be in proportion to the amount of other drivers out there. Like if we've done, let's say, 1 million miles of road with an AI car and had one crash, and we're all thinking about it, it's like the focusing on negativity. Then we don't see it in perspective to, well, how many million miles of roads have regular drivers done? Oh, does it turn out that they crash 3 times as much as that on average? And obviously, you know, testing isn't the same as actually being implemented. And being implemented on a large scale has, you know, a different dynamic to it. You can make all those arguments, but at the end of the day, the computers are going to get smarter, better. They can make decisions faster. They can inboard more information and calculate quicker than we can. And I think what we should really be discussing is not so much, you know, if we should or shouldn't use them, because they're going to happen. Come on now, they're going to happen eventually. But we should be talking about how we program the efficacy of them, because these computers will at some point have to make a decision of, do I steer to the left to avoid collision and hit 2 old people, or do I steer to the right and hit 1 young child? And that is going to be like an incredibly difficult discussion to have, but it needs to be one that needs to be had, because the people who are making these systems and the machine learning, like these decisions are going to end up baked into that code. And rather than being scared of the technology, which, just look at history, technology is just this rolling truck that nothing can get in the way of. We're gonna have to have these discussions and figure out what is acceptable. What are we gonna do here? You know? The trolley problem finally becoming useful, says Seven Snorlax. The trolley problem being the old, like, switching of the lever, right? Which way do you send the train? To hit the crowd of people or one person? You know, do you direct a train from hitting a crowd of people to one person if you were put in that position? It's a moral question. I talked about it a while back, and I made this point about how technology could alleviate it. And so go into that again, like, if technology can continue to make our world safer and safer, which it has been doing very consistently for the last 100 years, on many different fronts, then these questions may end up becoming redundant. Like, if we embrace and do our best to make this technology as great as we can, we might not even have to worry about questions like that. They might be such, like, blue moon events that we don't care. It happens once every 10 years or something. I mean, of course we care about the loss of human life and whatnot, but you get what I'm saying. At some point it becomes such a small statistic that it's almost like we can focus on other things, right, and make improvements elsewhere. So that was, you know, a question about what should I do on my driving test. And apparently I'm in a very talky mood, because now we're talking about the future of cars that may or may not drive into a crowd of people or one person. Right, we got to catch up with those noises in the ear, right? We got to catch up with those noises in the eardrum. can't even remember where we got. Oh, there we. Yes, of course, of course. We are at Echo Dragon, who's here for 2 months, and there is a Music Man raid. Dude, thank you so much for the raid, man. I appreciate it. We raided Music Man yesterday. He was making music. It was rad. I listened for a little while. It sounded awesome, especially with the singing, right? That was so cool. Thank you so much for the raid, dude. Appreciate it. Appreciate it ever so much. I would love to play your music here on streams. Unfortunately, like, I want to be able to monetize my channel when the VODs go over to YouTube, and I also hate having those strikes on my channel. Well, I know they're not strikes, but the whole copyright stuff on there on YouTube, I can't stand it. It just makes me uncomfortable because I've had like the old bait and switch in the past where I used someone's music on one license and they switched it, which is illegal. It was on Creative Commons 4, and then I got loads of strikes on my channel, and yeah, so otherwise, man, I'd be streaming it over here, you know. Maybe if ever I do a stream I know isn't going on YouTube, I'll use the music again because I love it, but yeah, thank you so much. Right, you know, welcome all the raiders. I'm a fantastically diligent streamer over here. You know, I read the noises in my ear so quickly. So, where are we? 25 minutes behind? Chungy Fungi, here for 7 months. Sorry for taking so long to reply. What are your thoughts on enchantments like telekinesis and smelting touch? I'm not aware of those. They sound modded. I think smelting touch... Nah, I don't know. I don't think that's necessary. I think you can give too much power to things in Minecraft that take away from other projects like smelteries. So, not too keen on that. Kronk37 here for 18 months. We got Blaster Worm here for 6 months. I see you have commenced Operation Bigger Dig Hole. Godspeed. Oh, that operation has sort of been finished. We're now doing Operation Dig Another Hole inside of the bigger hole. Bend Over's here with another one. Thank you ever so much, dude. Appreciate the donation. The second one. You sent 2 in, by the way. If you didn't mean to do that, feel free to cancel the one. You know, I don't want to accidentally take people's money if they didn't mean to do that. T-Sweep is here with the Prime. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. We got Birds. Bird is the word. No, Bird is the world truly here for 2 months. Thoughts on climate change? Oh, goodness me. Goodness me. You know, I think it's absolutely real. But to keep this whole thing short, I know there are people that don't think it's real. Let me tell you this. You know, there are differences of opinions on this stuff, and it's all about what information you've been exposed to. So, to not get too into it right now, let's just say, next time these discussions come up, like, just remember when talking to people who have a different opinion to you, that there are different worlds of information that you can experience and learn about on the internet. You know, in the past, information was more controlled and more from one source. People would have differing opinions, but we'd tend to get our news from the same sort of places, right? And then in the, I think, like late 80s and 90s, things like Fox TV turned up, and other big networks started to have more opinion-oriented types of programming, which changed the sets of information that different people would get from one another. So we're dealing with, you know, information that comes from vested interests, different goals, and we've just got to be respectful with one another when we talk about this stuff, because we can learn a little bit from one another. And these types of topics and conversations often just quickly like descend into bickering, and that's productive for no one, you know. For me, I'm, you know, deep into my edutainment on YouTube. I love the science communicator community. I really enjoy people who take the time to get the latest research, discoveries, understandings of what's going on in the world, and then communicate it. And through that, I feel like I've, you know, really got a clear picture of how symbiotic the planet is. Like, even if we're going to say something like man-made climate change is a hoax or whatever, like, there's still so much symbiosis between us and our planet that we have to be good stewards of the planet. And, you know, there are also more economic arguments for staying on fossil fuels and how switching to different types of industries could be difficult and damaging, but to me it feels like we've been terrible stewards of this planet. I mean, look at the garbage patch out in the ocean. That's a huge problem. And there's that guy, Stefan, I think is his name, from France, who's working on solving the garbage patch problem. And they recently launched this product, which is sunglasses made from the plastic out there in the ocean. And the whole product and the way it's shipped and all this stuff is supposed to be as sustainable and whatnot as possible, right? And it just sounds fantastic. And I tell you what, I've been meaning to get on that, and I'm going to add it to my list of notes to do after the stream, because I absolutely want to get myself some sunglasses made out of that plastic from the ocean, because we need to reuse that stuff. We need to get it out of the ocean and make use of it. And it's super, super cool. Okay, so people in chat are responding saying, that sounds cool. It's really cool. I think it's called Operation Ocean Cleanup, and I think his name is Stefan Borlat or something. Someone in chat will say it, and then I'll be able to repeat it when I see it, because I know what it is then. Go on, someone tell us who it is, because you need to go check that out on YouTube. Borat, question mark. No, he's Dutch apparently. Oh, okay, got it totally wrong. Check out Ocean Bottle as well. I will. I'm writing that down. That sounds amazing. Ocean Bottle already. I want to know more about companies that do this, you know. I learned about a bunch of companies that do interesting things when you die the other day, thanks to Joe Scott. Like, you can pay to have your body attached, the remains of your body sort of attached to a tree for it to suck up all of the nutrients that are left over from your body to help grow that tree. That sounds absolutely amazing. I would love to do something like that. Imagine that, like that tree will be part you, in a way. I think it's beautiful. That's disgusting, says Extreme. How is that disgusting? Like, when you die, what do you think happens to your body? It's going to become a part of everything again. And I think, like, what a beautiful gesture to make that more direct, because there's a lot of things that we do with dead bodies that are not so good for the environment, like all the preservatives and stuff done to, you know, make a corpse look fresh and presentable, a funeral, an open casket one or whatever. You know, I always just wanted to be, like, buried in the ground for as long as I can remember. Actually, no, there's a time when I wanted to be shot into space in the hopes that, like, an alien civilization would one day find my body drifting and resurrect me and bring me to life. That could be a terrible idea. That could be like the most torturous experience ever. So now I just want to be buried under a tree, right? Bury me under a tree, and let me become part of the tree, you know? It sounds like an amazing idea. Better for the environment than burning, says Silverwinds. I don't think so. I think all the embalming stuff is, like, supposed to be pretty terrible. Burning, yeah, burning might not be good. You know, I don't know the specifics. I watched a video about it. It was fascinating. But it seemed to me the gist of it that embalming and all of that is kind of bad for the environment, all these chemicals and stuff, and that there are other alternatives. So I'd be happy with just being buried in the ground. You know, let the worms eat me, kind of thing. Lovely way of giving back. What is anyone else going to do with your body aside from study it for science? That's another, I think, actually good, like, honourable idea, if you like, to give your body up for science and medical research. My only hesitation with that is, like, what if the afterlife is linked to your body? What if you die and you just hover over your body? Like, uh-oh, I'm watching myself getting poked with a needle. A science needle. Those sneaky scientists poking around at my dead body. Jeez! Okay, let's put these things in here, and let's do the very last patch. Always organ donor, says Vupa. I think over here, I don't know if I'm an organ donor or not, but I thought over here it was like an opt-out situation. Because I don't mind donating organs. You know, hopefully I've kept these ones in good condition. Not in the early days, but of the last 10 years I've been keeping them good. You know, Organs are now opt-out, says Blue Llama. As they should be, I think. As they should be. Definitely take a look at Ask a Mortician on YouTube if you're interested in this stuff. I'm not particularly interested in mortician-related things. It was more how it related to the environment that I was interested in. Because it's quite a morbid subject. Like, I can deal with a little bit of that, but sometimes I'm totally not in the mood for it. I'm just like, nope. Wow, look at that. What's this going to be used for, eh? What is that going to be used for? It's going to be used for something. Something's going to happen in this area. Speaking of which, we now got to gather materials for it. Aren't we having fun? Right. Where did we get to on the noises in the air? I've totally forgotten. Ah, that one. Yes. Thoughts on climate change. Okay, T in US is here with the Prime. Lady Fanna's here for 5 months. Raving Platypie is here for 6. Genius is here for 6 as well. And I'm still 20 minutes behind. We got De Florence here with a donation saying, hey, Xisuma, I was wondering if you've ever done an IQ test. I feel like you're a really smart person. Love listening to your thoughts. It fuels my own. Thank you ever so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the nice message. I did one when I was young and I was sort of in the right-hand side of the bell curve. Like in the bit where it starts to drop off, but an IQ test is more about pattern recognition and problem solving. Like there are many different types of intelligence, like artistic intelligence and other sorts as well. So if you've ever done an IQ test, don't let that limit you. Don't let that make you think like you're not good enough for something. Because there's all sorts. There's all sorts. We got 2 divided by 2 equals some is here with the cheers and the biddies. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Wiki Aliva is here for 6 months. Can't believe it's been 6 months already. So glad to be a part of this community. Glad to have you. Glad to have you, dude. Appreciate it. Epic Destroyer's here for donation saying, hello X, how are you today? I'm doing good, thanks for asking, dude. We got Silver Lycan Studios here with the cheers and bits saying, afternoon, evening, Xisuma. Hope your injuries get better soon. Being injured always sucks. Got to head out pretty soon. Wanted to show my support for you and send some love. Also, your skin vaguely reminds me of a pain elemental from Doom. Yeah, it does look a bit like that, doesn't it? Absolutely loving it. I think it's probably more based on a Guardian, but maybe it is. Anyway, thank you for the cheers and bits, dude. Appreciate it. We got Coma Dust Fire here for 4 months. Pandemic Land 559 with the Prime. Music Man raiding us 13 minutes ago. And Music Man subscribing for 3 months. Thank you so much, dude. If you're still there. Snozy is here subscribing. Too Lucky with the Prime. Matsubu for 22 months. Anonymous gifting a sub to Swimmer Joash. We got Lady Gecko here for 7 months. Naya Stone here for 11. Mad Cow Chow for 11. Piers Perez with the Prime. And Marcos the Fox. And Peeps. Peeps. That's all the noises in my eardrum right there. Good tea. Last of it. Boyan Slat, and the organisation is called Ocean Cleanup Project. Let me grab that message. Bam. Yes, that's the one. You got it. You got it absolutely right. Absolutely right. Cool. So I've got to start doing something, but I also wanted to talk because we had a donation from yesterday I wanted to answer. Where is... There it is. Okay, there's my list of materials. So might take a trip to the Nether. I need 10 stacks of soul sands. I need tons of rails. Goodness me, I need an insane amount of powered rails. An insane amount. Let me get that in stacks. No, that's completely wrong. What did I just do? Yeah, I need about 13 stacks of powered rails. 12 of rails. Let's get 11 stacks of soul sand. Should have done all this math earlier. I need 3.5 of redstone blocks. Anything else here worth gathering? 2 stacks of that. Iron trapdoors, I need tons of those. Need 12 stacks of that. And then stone bricks, redstone dust. Wow. How many of those? 22 stacks of redstone dust. And then... let's have a look. 42 stacks of stone bricks. Yikes! Yikes, yikes, yikes. We got Ragathon here, resubscribing for 6 months. Thank you so much. Lowerdy Girl is here with the cheers and the bits, enjoying listening to your ideas and thoughts. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you ever so much for the cheers and bits. Glad you're enjoying it. So, I'm kind of out of shulker boxes at the moment. Maybe I should just buy some more at this point. Actually, I could easily compress some of the redstone we've been accumulating, right? Considering we've got some here, we'll do a bit of this. Right, is that really everything? Let's also put that on. So there's always a little bit left over somewhere, right? And then there's those. Ha. We'll find a spot for all of this stuff. Also, I'm supposed to keep all the ores in this one here. Alright, just a few things left then, I guess. This music's absolutely glorious, isn't it? Room for anything else? No? I'll tell you what, I'll throw it on the floor. Throw it on the floor, who cares? Okay, gonna put that one in here, that one up there. Sweet. That can go back, I guess. So can that. And then I can drop off... oh, look at that. More of that. Yes, 2 boxes of cobble. We'll take these as well. Right, that means I've got like a little bit of storage room to work with now. And I have no official way of getting in and out of this space. Gunsy Donkey's here with the cheers and bits, and I don't know if they have body farms over there on the mainland. We don't have any here, but I like the idea of my body being used for forensics to help solve crimes. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either. You just want, like, I just want my body to go to use, right? That would be a cool use of it as well, dude. And body farms, yeah, I learned about that like crazy. They just put the bodies out there to let like the surrounding plants and insects just take all the nutrients and things they need from it, which is kind of cool. So yeah, how about that noise from the other day? Let's go check it out. Okay, there it is. We had Jira Shifinba saying thoughts on TikTok and how it's changed how producers feel like they have to make something that could blow up on TikTok. So that's a great question, a very kind of like specific and defined one that I think we could easily blow out and make a bit more sense of. I mean, it's not just TikTok, it was Vine, it was, well, it's been YouTube for a long time, right? Like, the pressure to go viral, to have success in that kind of form is very much present, right? Present and alive. But what exactly is it? Because it exists beyond TikTok. And it exists here on YouTube in this space as well. And I think what tends to happen is you kind of see it in its worst form. Like, it catches your attention when it's air quotes cringy or not well done, that kind of thing, right? And so there are a lot of young people who are growing up with phones and experiencing the idea of success through numbers that they directly see on the devices that they use every day. And I think that has the potential to be really unhealthy. That, you know, you might think that success is like getting retweeted or seeing a bunch of numbers, right? I think it's dangerous. Like, when people ask me, should I do YouTube? or I want to have a big Minecraft channel, all that kind of stuff. I always say, do it for the love of it. Do it because you want to enjoy making videos about Minecraft. If you go and do what we do here on Hermitcraft with the intention of being successful like we've been here on Hermitcraft, you're going to set yourself up for a disaster, because this is hard work. This is like turn up every day and grind. You got to love it. You got to love doing that grind. And so if you're looking at the numbers and the success and the idea of being like, oh, you know, people watch me like they watch that Xisuma guy, that's going to set you up to fail, because that's not why I do it. Like, I'm not like, oh yeah, I'm Xisuma and people watch me. It's like, I like making the videos that I make. I like doing these streams and talking to all of you. I like it for what it is, not because there's a bunch of numbers attached to it, right? So those numbers can breed a negative perspective on what's really important. And what's important is the experiences you have as a person, and who you are and your values. And I really think that, you know, going viral on TikTok or whatever the platform is can be a dangerous ambition. You know, when you achieve it, it's never enough as well. I went through a phase here on YouTube where I was, you know, not chasing success like that, but I had a place that I thought I wanted to reach. And at one point I just realized it's never really enough. It doesn't matter if this video gets more views than that one. Like, what I really need to just focus on is, did I enjoy making the video? Because at the end of the day, there's enough people here watching to make it sustainable and to make it a thing that works. So, you know, I shouldn't really worry about it. And if you're going in trying to get to that place, it's such a tough competition to get here. You know, it could really kind of not be the best experience for you. Let's have a little check. So I only need 3, I mean, everything I need is in there, like, without a shadow of a doubt. So, in the spirit of just keeping some inventory space free, yeah, that's more than enough. Mizzy the man says it's a little hard to not like the idea of playing video games for money. What you got to realise is that I'm not playing video games for money, am I? I mean, technically there are parts where I am, but let's focus on the core thing that I do, which is Hermitcraft. This is creativity. This is engineering, like, you know, your imagination and making it manifest in the world. It's not like regular gaming. It's not just sitting back and relaxing. You have to learn how to talk to a audience. There's different layers to it. At some level, it is, you know, kind of just talking and playing games. For me, that's when I do something very casual, like playing Infinifactory. But, you know, those streams, that's not my job. That's me having a bit of fun, really, while I do what is supposedly my job, which is this, right? So, you know, there are gamers and gamer channels out there that appear to just, you know, do casually playing games, and that's what works for their channel, and that exists. But for a lot of people, in order to stand out, you've got to do something really special. And whatever that special is, it's going to be something that you have to work really hard for or be very passionate about. And so those should be the driving forces, you know? Shouldn't think of it as like, oh, I'll just play games and people will watch and I'll get paid for it, because that's extremely unlikely of happening in that kind of way. I think I've left my chest full of white glass somewhere else. My 6-year-old wants to make videos like Yo, and he has no idea. So we pretend together like he used to pretend to make TV shows with my brother, says Dransom. That's cool though. I think you keep that in a healthy place where they enjoy the process of thinking they're making videos. Like, they'll learn. One thing I've noticed about doing this is that there is always like a younger generation coming up with smarter, better ideas than us who have been doing it for a long time. There is talent out there. It's just that dangerous place where you don't realize what it is you're pursuing. And I think on TikTok there's a lot of that. But to relate it to what I think is the more important aspect is that this numbers game can be really dangerous. I think kids shouldn't be quantifying their world in terms of numbers and likes on a video. That's so dangerous. It's so easy for, you know, the algorithm to shift gears for something you do just to not click on that particular day, and you know, it can affect your mood like a bunch of numbers. It's madness. We shouldn't be getting upset over something like that, right? We should have the means to realize that that is just a bunch of numbers, but unfortunately not everyone realizes that. Do I have any sticks over here? Okay, so I need some jungle wood and then some sticks, and then we'll go make some rails, I guess. Adam says, every kid of mine that wants to make videos, I always make them edit all their work and do the thumbnail. Usually by the time they're done, they give up. One has been consistently doing it, though. There you go. There you go. So hopefully you can teach them that, hey, look, this wasn't what you thought it was, right? That's really important. And the one that does it all the way to the end, if they enjoy that, then maybe this is for them, right? It's totally possible that some of you out there are wanting something like this, like Hermitcraft, and you could be totally awesome at it. It's just, don't be chasing something that isn't for you. Whoa, that's a lot. Is that more than, that's probably, yeah, that's way more than enough. That's good. That is good for us. It's like, you know, we can all like see, you know, rock stars and sports players who are really terrific and great. Appreciate them, you know, maybe want to do something like they do, but you got to realize, like, what they do might not be what you're cut for, right? Like, I love and adore music, and I've always wanted to make it. I realized, like, going on stage and playing it is just not interesting to me. Like, that's not what I want to pursue. So, so I kind of know already that, like, that's not the direction I would take things in for myself. But you can still, like, look at and appreciate, you know, artists on the stage and all that. But if I chased it because I thought it was what I want, then I'd end up just being kind of disastrous. And it can be tricky to navigate. Whoa, that's a lot of gold. Realizing what you actually do and don't want, you know. It can be tricky to figure out. F for Cleo. Oh dear. Cleo was blown up. And now she's gone to sleep. I wonder if she got to use the respawn service. Actually, if she's going to sleep, she'd probably respawn next to her bed. Redstone dust. That's what I forgot. Yep. Oh, I'm not supposed to move off of this block. Jeez. Jeez. Let's catch up on those noises in the ear. We've had a few coming through. We got... What did we get to? Funky Coaster here for 33 months. Spriggin the Dryad here for 5. You're doing stream days. Okay, cool. That's awesome. We started doing that on LPMT too. I loved it. Well, or LPMT. I thought it was so great to see the community embrace that and work together. And have fun together. That was awesome. Anonymous. Gifting a sub to Silver Wins. Thank you so much, dude. Purple Rocky 5 is here with that Prime subscription. And Ghost Moments has both subscribed and thrown me some cheers and bits. Thank you so much, dude. Greatly appreciated. Oh, yeah, they're twice as expensive. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Thank you so much. Rightio. SOAD or RATM? I'd go with Ratum, you know. Soad just, I don't know, it doesn't sound as cool as Ratum. I think Ratum's the better of those 4 letters, dude. You know. I'm messing with you, I'm trying to be funny, but I realise it just doesn't work. Pretending to be ignorant just doesn't work. I genuinely like Rage Against the Machine more than System of a Down, I think. But they both pumped out absolute classics, right? Cordashi is here for 44 months. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Cacodemon guy, says Dracula. Yes, that's it. Yes, the other one is the similar one that spits out the lost souls, right? And Cacodemon is the other one with the one eye. Cacodemon, love it. Okay, that would give me 12 in total then, right? How many did I need again? More than that, apparently, so we'll get a little bit more on top. Hey X, do you have any tips of getting something you love to make a living? I'm now at the point where I have nothing really done to make a living. I don't know what would be worth it, says Mr. Alex Go. Well, I was incredibly fortunate to kind of luck in to where I am now, essentially, but it really starts with doing something and not nothing. If you're like, oh, I want to do something that I love for a living, well, you have to start somewhere. So make sure you're at least doing something, whatever it is, you know. For me, it started with making music. I was just like, I've got to do something with myself. I love music. I'm going to make a proper go of it now. And I made a proper go of it, and I started recording, started writing records, writing lots of music. And that put me in a place. It put me in a mindset where I became more productive. I became more about using my time to better myself and to do things that I was passionate about. And that, you know, just happened to coincide with video making and Minecraft. And if I had not done the music making before the video making, I don't know if I would have had like the means to go, I can do this, because I kind of had just previously learned how to start doing things and being productive with my time and having a goal. And so when I did the YouTube thing, it like took off immediately, and all that energy kind of went over to this new fun and interesting little thing. And then it ended up being like, wait a minute, I can make a living out of this? What's going on, you know? So if you're doing nothing, then you're never going to get going. Like, you have to be moving in some sort of direction. Okay, so now we've got all our rails, all our powered rails. We need iron trapdoors next. 12 stacks of those. Wow. What's a record? Sorry, I don't know, because I've always been in my own world and detached from reality, so Sixth Planet. A record is a collection of songs. Musical songs, right? Bam. Right, there we go. Wait, how many did I say? Like 12 stacks, wasn't it? Jeez, I'm going to need a lot of iron. Thank goodness there's a lot about. I like the way they almost make a pattern in the inventory. Oh. So that's 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll do 13 for good measure. Sweet. Sweet. What's the song, says Alex on the bass. Oh, don't you even. X, your talk about success should be on Xisuma Talks. I think it would be cool, says Squawkle. Yeah, maybe. This stuff might be helpful for you. X, will you play Hightail when it's out? Absolutely. Can't wait to check that one out. I zoned out for a solid minute. That is a mighty amount of iron trapdoors. Isn't it just? Isn't it just? So we need to get soul sand next. I also need to make a bunch of redstone lamps. If I don't have any stashed away in here. So I guess we'll take something like that, and then we need glowstone. Me and my friends are going to start a Hermitcraft style world, says Frozen Nat. Awesome. My advice to you is to focus on having fun together, doing cool things, and definitely not chasing success. Like I said a while ago, it's very difficult to make something like Hermitcraft work. So, you know, if your ambition is to be Hermitcraft, the likelihood of it happening is slim. Slim and none. But if you focus on having fun, you can never go wrong. 18H30 is here, subscribing. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Oh yeah, we also need a stack of hoppers. Okay, that's only half as much as I need. There's the other half. Our good old massive junglewood supply coming in useful again. Success is having fun, says Silver Winds. Maybe. I mean, you can be successful and not have fun. It is possible. I've certainly gone through periods on my journey here on YouTube where I didn't have the right mindset for what I was doing, and you know, I was grinding things out, and I got there in the end. I got to this place eventually where I realized like what I had to do. I had to prioritize the things that I enjoyed and had the right mindset for doing this every day. Because well, that was clever. Because at one point in time I didn't have the right mindset, and you know, chasing the success or like having this like goal of trying to get somewhere on YouTube ended up kind of like being like demoralizing. Okay, so now we need to go to the Niderneder. The Niderneder, is that how you say it? We will need Potion of Fire Resistance. A Totem of Undying, that's what it's called. Totally didn't blank for a second there. Nah, I know exactly what it's called. Also, more shulker boxes lying around, that's good. Could do with more of those. Licky Sticky Icky is here. Gifting a sub to I Am Bossy Bo. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Do you watch Dude Perfect? Says Ran Italmore. I don't, but I'll tell you what I've been watching last couple of days. Jackass. Man, I can't remember what got me on it, but like, just the other day I was just like, dang, I really want to watch like the old Jackass movies and go back to those days and just remember all that. And oh, an absolute blast. I forgot how funny it was. And it's funny because I was going to watch this like Eddie Murphy. Hang on. Blah, 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 blah. I was going to watch this Eddie Murphy comedy called Delirious. And like immediately I was like, oh, this is not aged well. He just starts calling everyone a faggot and making all these gay jokes that are like really, really homophobic. And I ain't someone who's like, oh, Eddie needs to be cancelled now. Like, I'm sure the man's grown up. But oh, it was like really unfunny. And hey, I'm not going to pinch this stuff since there's all this going on right here, but we'll go a little deeper in and pinch some. I don't know if I need specifically soul sand or not, because there's kind of both in these areas, right? In fact, it's mostly soul soil here, and then there we go, soul sand over there. This is our spot. This is our spot right here. The best Eddie Murphy movie is The Nutty Professor, says Yeet Boy. Really? Surely he's done something better than that. Surely. Anyway, it was one of his comedy things, and it caught my eye. And I like comedy, and I like Eddie Murphy. I can't really remember what specifically I've seen him in that I enjoyed, because The Nutty Professor won it. Anyway, yeah, so I checked it out, and I was just like, oh, this has aged so badly. And I watched about 5 minutes of it, and it just didn't get off the gay jokes, and I was like, alright, I'm done. And then I started watching Jackass, and I just forgot how funny it was, man. I mean, you always knew it was funny, but just to watch it again, it's hilarious. Just, I love it. I mean, it's like, it's so funny when like your friends stack it or like do something silly and stupid. That's always been funny to me. It's not funny when someone you don't know does it, and I do not know what the psychology behind that is, but like, it's a definite thing that for most people, I think, that it's funny when you see your friends stack it as opposed to someone else. Or age is another thing as well. Like, if someone's like old, you tend to get worried when they fall over, but when you're young and dumb and you do stupid stuff, it's hilarious. And I think what's great about Jackass is that they're all friends and they bring that camaraderie, like, to what they're doing. So all this stupid, like, ridiculous stuff that they're doing, it's just hilarious. And there was one thing that I thought aged potentially badly, with it is perhaps the treatment of animals. I kind of realised that like there's a lot of animals that are probably definitely not going to be enjoying the situation that they're put in. And I don't know if it's a today tomorrow thing, or perhaps people were upset with it then as well, but I feel like in that show, you know, where the times have moved on, maybe people would frown upon how they treated some of the animals. I mean, they never really like harmed or hurt them directly, but they definitely put them in situations that would stress them out and not in any way be fun. But still, utterly hilarious. Okay, we need only a little bit more, really. I'll probably get a fair bit more for the long run. Hey X, have you watched Impractical Jokers? Absolutely hilarious. It sounds familiar. I might have seen that at some point or another. One of the other things I love on Jackass is the when they dress up as old people, like, and then just be ridiculous to people in the public. That stuff's utterly hilarious. I love that. It's just catching people off guard and doing things that are just totally out of the norm and unexpected. It's really funny to see how people react and get uncomfortable. And I mentioned this before in the past, but like stuff like Jackass has like influenced a lot of the influencers, as they call them. You know, people making like prank videos and jokes on TikTok or whatever. A lot of that kind of culture, in a way, has this sort of trail back to something like Jackass. And I don't really engage with any of that stuff anymore, but it's just a curious thought that it has that tie back. I might pick up some of this other stuff while I'm here as well. Impractical Jokers is Jackass without slapstick. Public humiliation. I'll write it down. It's really nice to have a laugh. Like, where we're in lockdown and not seeing people as much, like, usually laugh with your mates, didn't you, and have a good time. And lately I think I've just been craving a bit of comedy. That's why I probably watched that Eddie Murphy. Watching that Eddie Murphy thing, because I just wanted a bit of a laugh. That's probably then what turned me on to Jackass. Oh, you know what used to make me really crack up? Jackass. Let's go watch that. And I'm going to watch the CKY videos again at some point. Those were other classics from the days of youth gone by. I think actually I'm just going to tear out a bit more of this and then that'll do me. Just this stuff next. Did you watch the new Borat, says Turtleneck Travis? I did. I thought it was pretty funny overall. So I find like in the original Borat, I feel like all of his experiments with the public were really like spot on. And then since then, in his other movies and things he's done that are similar, like that series he did recently in America, I just feel like he goes too far into the absurds that you can't really like put it on anyone. But like, you know, when Borat goes into that bar and sings "Throw the Jews Down the Well," it's like hilarious at how terrible what he's saying is, and yet how like people are actually not batting an eyelid at it, right? But in this one, he gets up in front of a like he manages to get at like some little convention. I think it's like an anti-mask or anti-lockdown protest, and he manages to get on stage and then he starts putting in the anti-Jew stuff into the song he's singing, and people are cheering it. And it's kind of like, and now I'm a bit older, it's also like sad. And then there's one bit where he goes, gas them like the Germans, and oh man, that totally like stopped me in my tracks. Like I was laughing and then it was like, oh, because someone, like, people cheered and someone saluted, like they gave the Nazi salute, and it's just like, oh, it's still alive and well, this kind of rhetoric and bigotry and racism and whatnot. And yeah, so that was like a moment where it was a bit too much, like it's all too real. But that's kind of the point. Like he's there to expose that stuff by creating a character. It exposes people's ignorances with the way that they choose to interact with his character. I think I know where I am, and I think I'm going to go this direction. That's one of the things that I hate about living in America, says Charmail. It's everywhere. It's not just America. Like, let's not single out one place. Like, those things do exist, and we gotta actively, you know, stamp it out, I guess. Speak up against it, right? Things have come a long way. Like, if you go watch, just stuff from, like, the 70s and 80s, there's so much more casual homophobia and racism and whatnot. Like, we have made progress. We just gotta keep going in that direction, I believe. But yeah, overall, I'd say the new Borat movie was kind of, you know, very predictably not going to be as great as the original. Some of its big gags didn't really get the payoff they were looking for. And so it's kind of mixed. There was some good stuff in there, some not so funny stuff, and a few shocking moments. And yeah, like, you know, it was nice to see that kind of thing done again, but it didn't really add anything, I think, to the original Borat. Other than to let you know that, like, hey, these things are still a problem, right? Those shocks were the point, I think, says Mighty Matt Me. Yeah, they totally are the point. The point of his character. The point is what he's doing. You know, some people might interpret those things the other way around, as if him singing those songs are him being racist, which I think, you know, maybe it's easy to make that kind of mistake, but really it's about him exposing it. Like, through a character, you can show how people interact with that character. You know, he plays a stereotype, right? Like, he's preying on people's bigotries towards other people because they think, oh, you have this accent, this skin color, therefore you're going to act and behave in a particular way. I think what I'm going to do is craft up this stuff and put it in here. And I think that's probably as much as we need. Excuse me. That can go in there. We can craft some of this up. Who are you going for in the World Series? I don't know who's in the World Series. I always find it funny how American, like, things are always world. Like, it's the World Series, but the only teams that play are American. Because it's baseball, right? That always amuses me. And it's the Rays and the Dodgers. Wow. I have no idea where they're from. Oh, apparently Canada. Do Canada play in it? I did not know that. Wow. Well, then I guess it qualifies as being a bit broader than just America then. But like, what, like, you know, whenever, I mean, every sport is guilty of doing this, but like, I've tuned in to watch, like, you know, the American, what's it called, the Super Bowl before, and it's like the biggest game in the world. It's like, well, actually, it's not. The World Cup final of football draws in the most, I believe, but like, people love to think within their experiences and the things that they love and care about, which is fine. I'm not criticizing that. It's just, it's interesting to pull it back and go, wait a minute, because I think American football is like the 10th most popular sport in the world, whereas ping pong is like the second next to soccer or football. And so, like, you wouldn't, like, one of the world's biggest sporting events is actually probably ping pong. I don't know the numbers on it, but like, we forget that, you know, our little part of the world is just a part of it. There's so much more going on in the world and whatnot. So we have collected all the stuff. Yeah, excellent. That's terrific. And I'm going to go draw. Actually, I'm going to leave that there for now. We'll go over to the HEP lab next, I think. Which is what I wanted to do. We're not going to have quite as much time as I wanted to do, but yeah. I still feel so British that I play cricket, says Lottie May. It's very British, but isn't it an export from India, or did we export it to India? Because India love cricket so much, and so did Britain, I guess, and probably other places. But, you know, cricket's another sport that's up there on the list. Steve-O's now a pretty big animal rights activist and has been pretty vocal in the mistreatment of animals for entertainment, especially coming from the circus industry. It's Cleft. Yeah, he did that sea whale stunt thing, right? I wonder if he's spoken on how he feels about what they did in Jackass, because, like I said earlier, not a lot of it was particularly abusive of animals directly, but like there certainly weren't the best environments for them to be in. I mean, they could have done worse, I guess, but yeah, it'd just be interesting to see what he has to say. Right, where are we going? Where are we going? This direction, yes. To the top secret entrance. Don't tell anyone it's here, peeps. Don't tell anyone that this is the way you get into the base, right? You go down, left, round, up, and then you're in the secret HEP base. Don't tell anyone how to get here. Okay, if I see any comments, any tweets at other hermits, this is how you get to the HEP base, I'm going to be so upset. I'm going to cry. You don't want to make me cry, do you? Jeez. Okay, we got a noise in the ear. Abby B is here with a subscription. Licky Sticky Icky has gifted a sub to I Am Bossbo. Thank you ever so much. 18H30 is here subscribing. I realised that's like at the time on the clock, and I was thinking like that's exactly an hour ago, but that resubscribe was 17 minutes ago. Dread Pryor Wesley is here with the cheers and bits. Have you considered a mini game with your theme this season of bees? I haven't thought about using the bees for a mini game. I kind of getting a little bit disappointed with the mini game stuff. I just can't. I can't seem to find my way to something that feels really good, and so I've kind of like shifted gears on that now a bit. I'm just like, you know, maybe I'm not for this. If I ever have like a good idea that really like pops, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely what we need to do, then I'll do that. But otherwise not. So in this room, I think what I'm going to do is change it out so that we put lighting on the corners. Maybe like quite consistently as well. Maybe like sea lanterns everywhere, and then just put carpets all over the top, which means I've got to go take a trip back to get some wool, because I did not think about what we were doing before I got here, right? Hey X, may I recommend The Social Dilemma on Netflix? I think you'll find it enlightening, says C. Rick Rhino. Yeah, I saw that the moment it came out, and I made a video about it on my Xisuma Says channel. You should go check it out. If you're recommending that to me, you'll probably enjoy that video. We got Abby B here with the cheers and the bits. I play on a server called Starfall. It's a great Hermitcraft-like server. Most fun I've had in years. That's awesome. That's great to hear. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you for the cheers and bits. We got C. Tilleth here subscribing. Lethal One with the Prime, and Cheese TV. Thank you ever so much for the Prime, dude. Appreciate it. F. Javia says blah 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 hep blah 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 base. Okie dokie. Oh, I'm alive. Woohoo! I would like to actually leave all that space down there open. Which we shall do. This kind of means I don't need the lanterns in there, and that thing was going to get in the way. I think I'll leave the lanterns here, because I can now put like lights right down the bottom here, can't I? I don't know. So much thinking. Because I didn't initially know I was going to do all of this with the lamps, right? Do it with a beacon over here again now. Xisuma, what music do you listen to? I like loud noises. That's what I like to listen to, loud noises. Some shouting is really good as well, especially if it doesn't make any sense. Lots of noise and shouting, that's the sort of music I like. You know, drums that are so fast they make your head spin. Definitely my cup of tea. God Ninja Eternal says, so metal. Yeah, all of that rah 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 metal. That's what I like. I like that kind of rah 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 rah. Yeah, that's the kind of music I like. Lol, me too, says person. Good to know. Metalheads unite. Is that sarcasm, says JJ. No. I genuinely love the rah 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 and the screaming and the shouting and the crazy drums. Like Slipknot, I love Slipknot. What a band. I think the most freest I've ever felt in my life was at a Slipknot show. In the mosh pit. I genuinely felt as if I transcended myself for a moment. You know, Slipknot were up there, they were shouting, they were screaming, they were banging the drums. Oh, it was so good. I loved it. I was like, keep banging those drums. Okay, oh, that was the best. That was the best. I need to go get some wool. Do you know the lyrics right? Says Jonas. Yes, I know why you plague me. I also know why you plague yourself. Why are you plaguing yourself? Jeez. People should stop plaguing one another already. I've been in a few mosh pits. Saw Shadows Fall to concert many years ago. I recommend watching Metalocalypse. Shadows Fall. I know that band vaguely. I don't know if I've ever really listened to them that much. Are they like melodic death metal? And that's right, peeps. Okay, that death metal, that disgusting, horrible death metal. Yes, there is a melodic type of it. Okay. Jeez. It's not that ridiculous. Right, I think we'll do that for this area. God Ninja Eternal says melodic death metal is probably my favourite. For me, it's one of those genres that doesn't tend to turn out like bands that I totally vibe with, but like definitely bands that I really dig, like Children of Bodom or Bodom. I always say Bodom, but I've heard people say Bodom. And I tell you one that are lesser known, two that are lesser known. Actually, no, I'm thinking of one. I'm confusing them. Darkane is probably one of my favourite little melodic death metal gems. What a band. Love their records. Well, their first three. I never really got too far beyond the first three. Eventually I'll write about those on my blog one day, I think. I wish there was melodic death metal with clean vocals. We'll just roll with it. We'll roll with it. There definitely is. But more of what I've heard, more of the doom variety. There is here and there. If you search far and wide, I'm sure you'll be able to find some melodic death metal with like strictly clean vocals. Type of Negative. One Type of Negative more like doom metal. They're weird, that band, man. Like I've never really gotten into a record, but I've listened to bits here and there. They go all over the place with their music. Lately I really got into deathcore, says B-Rocker's Sock. Ah, fun fact. Your boy Xisuma, I was around right at the heart of the death metal scene. Death metal? Deathcore scene kicking off. Me and my bands? Jeez, words, difficult. Me and my friends saw all the American deathcore bands coming over to the UK in like 2006, 2007. And it was so awesome. Like, I know it's like quite contended if deathcore is good or not or whatever, right? You know, some people hate it. I try to love everything. So at the time, me and my friends thought it was like the most awesome thing ever. Then, like 5 or 6 years later, it started to sound a bit kind of dated and done with. But then I was like, I'd rather hold on to the good memories I had with all those bands. And so now I go back and listen to that stuff, and it's like, I can enjoy it. I can kind of see why it's a bit dated, but I've just got so many good memories attached to that stuff. Like, so yeah, saw all the big deathcore band names from the original lot. Seen them all come over here, play in the clubs, play at the festivals. It was so cool to watch all of that stuff. Like, at the time, we were just like checking out these bands that we liked, but you look back on it and realise that was the scene. It was happening then. And we got to see those bands. And one of the worst mosh pits I'd ever been in was Job for a Cowboy. It was just like, me and my friends wanted to see Job for a Cowboy. And then apparently in Job for a Cowboy fights, you're not moshing, you're actually fighting. Like, it was brutal. I went in and just got like punch, 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 and I was like, I'm out. I'm out. I don't know why this mosh pit is extremely violent, but I'm gone. I'm pretty sure bottom is pronounced with O's like on. On? Bodom? So, children of Bodom. That sounds even worse. Bodom, Budum, Bodom. Jolly Sly is here with the cheers and the bit saying, Hex, notice that the server doesn't lag. What specs does Hermitcraft run in? We run on a, like, a non-servery type CPU. It's like an i9 or something similar that's like overclocked to 5 gigahertz. Although apparently that might just be like a turbo mode when it gets, like it peaks. But yeah, anyway, it's overclocked, and the real trick is not using vanilla, but using, what is it called? What is it called? It's called lithium. Oh, wait, don't tell anyone where it is. You got to do that, and then bam, in you go. Wow. Amazing. Fabric. Yes, fabric with lithium and phosphor is the other one. What computer do you use, Sasegi? I use my own computer. I was using someone else's, but they said, like, get out of my house, stop using my computer. So I was like, all right, okay. I'll go use my own. So I'm currently using my own computer, but we have been using the person down the road's computer for a while, but they called the police. So didn't want to get involved with the old police. No thanks. No thanks. I love the response in chat. My computer is like an i9 and a 290, or a TX, TI, GTX thing. It's big. Like, I had to plug it into the motherboard, and like it sucks up all the power and makes all the graphics go fast. That Jimmy Carr laugh, yeah. The inhale laugh. Yes. Yes, that was a Jimmy Carr laugh. Do you recommend any keyboards for work and gaming, says Mozio? Yeah. Keyboard is very good for playing games and for doing work and stuff, because then you can press the buttons and make things happen. Totally recommend a keyboard. Totally recommend. I mean, I don't think I could use a computer without a keyboard, to be fair. How long can we keep this going, I'm wondering, That's all I'm thinking about right now. How long can we keep this going? We got Dread Pryor Wesley here at Tears and Bits saying you can replace the mycelium with green wool and the throne will be light blue wool. Oh, the throne with light blue wool. I could do that, couldn't I? But I'm going to focus on the lab down here for today. Thank you for the Cheers and Bits, dude. Appreciate it. So much for not being sarcastic. I just can't help myself now, It's got to be done. It's got to be done, diddly done. By the way, it's definitely not sarcastic about the rah 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 and the shouty music. I love shouty music with screaming in. Oh, warms my soul every time. Okay, we got any more lights just before I miss any? This one here would technically go. I mean, it's almost not worth, but you know me, I'll do those little bits of detail, right? The reason we're putting the lights around the edge like this is to illuminate what's at the edge, and then to... Oh, we're out already. And then to like not have to worry about anything near the edge being lit up. It'll also light up the walls a bit, which will keep it nice and bright in here. I use a typewriter as a keyboard. Gives real good feedback, says Quook. Do you know what? I bet you could rig up some sort of electronics. You know, a little chipset and a bunch of inputs to the keys, like motion detectors or something. I don't know. That's totally something someone on the internet has done, and it's probably a YouTube video with millions of views already. Oh, why even bother? Kaimia River is here, subscribing. Thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate it, dude. Also, if you're enjoying today's stream, hit that follow button here on Twitch, and if you haven't heard about my new channel, Xisuma Music, well, it's time for the plug. I got 4 channels. on YouTube. You should go check them out if you haven't done so already. You might find some interesting content that you enjoy, because I make lots of content. And now I'm going to take those things off the screen. They're gone. They are gone. X, you're right, there is already a video on that. Yep. I am not surprised. It just, as I said it, it seemed like that's a thing someone on the internet would do. You know, because people make music with floppy disk drives, they're going to make a typewriter work as a keyboard. Of course they are. Several videos on it. Brilliant. Wouldn't you know? Anonymous has gifted a sub to Molly the Spy. Thank you for gifting the sub, Anonymous. Appreciate you doing that. Thank you for the support of our community. Blue Balm says, did you ever meet up with some hermits IRL? Yeah. Met up with Efo lots of times. We meet up to exchange pictures of one another. That's all we do. Then we just go. Meet at the airport, then go. Here's your pictures, Efo. See ya. Right. We're gonna put things in here now. We need to start working on the ambiance of this room. Like, I had an idea to get a mushroom cow down here and have it like in a little testing chamber. Maybe 2 of them. Let's go get some leads and see if we can lure some unfortunate souls down here into my dungeon. What? Were you talking about luring souls into your dungeon? No, that's not what I said. Anyway, let's go find some cows. Okay, we'll take those leads. Chuck those in there. See, you could pay to watch for a comedian, or you could just watch X's stream and get free twice the laughs. Well, I mean, I wouldn't put myself on the same level as a comedian, but you know, there's difference in quality. If you're cracking up and enjoying my jokes, that is amazing. That is awesome. But you know, there'll be comedians out there, people making funny stuff for free, like this guy. That's pretty amusing. That expression is just hilarious. The story behind it actually makes so much sense out of the expression as well. It's great. Now, where are we going to find some cows? Probably anywhere. Ah! Oh, my feet are burning. Right. Oh, I'm starting to feel nauseous and sick out here. Ugh. There's so much icky in this area. Right, here we go. Right. Ugh. Ow! Ugh. Okay. Oh, it's awful. Ah, my feet burn. Oh, get me away from it. It's disgusting. Ow! Ow, come with me, sheepies. Sheep? You're sheep now. Come on. Ugh. Ah, ow. Okay, there we go. Whew. Oh, these things are smelly. Stinky cows, come on. It's all that fungus you got growing on you. That's the way. This is the way. Come on. Don't be shy. Where are we going? To my dungeon. Where else would I be dragging you? Put a normal cow, then another cow in a different spot, like you're transforming the mushroom cow into a normal cow. Maybe we could get a normal one. That's a good point, actually. Maybe we should get, like, 3 in case something happens to one of these. Where's like a post? Why is there not a post when I need one? Can I leash you to bamboo? That would be good if I could. Do they move fast with me? I feel like they don't. They just get dragged. Yeah, maybe we could... I mean, I could just do 1 and 1, right? Like, I was thinking for some reason that I needed 2 that were normal and then another one that... Sorry, 1 that was normal and 2 that weren't. Right, don't tell any of the hermits how you get here. Okay, now we're in. Alright, it's a top secret. You dropped a lead back there, says Debian. Oh no, did I drop a lead? Oh. Oh, jeez, not a lead. Oh boy. Oh boy, I dropped a lead. Somewhere back there. Oh. Oh, we'll have to go back and get it, I guess. You know. That precious lead of ours. I feel like also saying my sense of humour is never aimed at anyone deliberately. If you give me an opportunity to be an idiot, I'll be an idiot. All right. Right. No escape. Escape. Zero. Zero escape. Also, this is a thumbnail moment. I feel like cows in the lab. Look at them shaking their butts. Right. Here we go. I've got a good thumbnail now. Thanks, cows. Oh, maybe I should put myself in the thumbnail. Hang on. Hang on. Can't pose for the camera. Oi! Pose! Stop showing your bum. Oh. Okay, this is it. Bam. Oh, and then we got the awkward... Hang on. There we go. Now I got it. That is a weird looking thumbnail. They're both giving me a kiss on the cheek, it looked like, you know. Okay, there we go. Right, I'm gonna go send that off right now. Because otherwise I'll forget that it's on my clipboard. Here we go. Rightio. What is Scar messaging me about? Oh, I just realised what he's asking for. Hang on. I don't have... Yeah, no, I can do that, okay. Let me just make a note, right, I've just got to make a note. I know you can't see what I'm on about. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Let's continue. We have Uncultured Swine subscribing. Thank you so much, Uncultured Swine, for subscribing. Anguish says, X, can you be sarcastic about this comment? Yeah, I could. Alvin Glup says, I have to go, but enjoy the rest of the live stream. I will try my very best to enjoy it. Thank you so much. Jolly Slice says, have you watched the Doom movie where The Rock was in it? I think I did. I remember it being terrible, right? I think that's what it was. It was terrible. So we've got to put more details and stuff in this room. I guess I kind of need the right sort of blocks. Just thinking about what is it that I can do. The various things here. The various things at our disposal. I guess I'm going to need some help with like details and stuff, right? So if we have like a cow containment area or chamber, maybe I'll put it in this space. What would those cows be doing? How would I could maybe push them inside of glass panes so they can sort of be... Or put them behind iron bars. I'm not really sure what to do with them. Hey X, what does BFG stand for? Big Funny Giant. I remember those cartoons when I was a kid. Official Jaden is here with the cheers and bits saying this stream is amazing. You're awesome, but damn, I like this version of you being sarcastic and I keep hitting my face from face palming so much and cracking up with your words. Thank you so much for the kind message, dude. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Don't hit your face too much, though. You know, that can be bad for you, apparently. Kiwi Kid disagrees. Yawning in my chat. Oh, how can you? You're hurting my feelings. Hey, one way to stop the spread is to blow up the island. Very true. Big Friendly Giant. What did I say? Big Funny Giant, didn't I? Yeah, Big Friendly Giant. The Roald Dahl book. That's the one. Yeah, for some reason I'm drawing a bit of a blank in here. So we got like the rail up the top. I could actually extend that and have it go out over there. Probably end up looking a bit better. That's something we could do with that space. But for these cows... Minecart's doing loops like an assembly line. I feel like we've already got a bit of minecart action going on. What if we had like a swapping chamber where we could swap the brown and red one, but I think the mechanics of moving them around so they sort of arrive and reappear swapped might be a bit tricky. And there's also not a lot of space back there. Astivor is here for 2 months. William 444555 has subscribed with Amazon Prime, and Pete-Bot is here subscribing. Thank you so much for your support, Pete. Appreciate it. Yeah, containment center with purple glass to look through. I think that's what we're just gonna have to go for, right? Something pretty darn basic. Guernsey Donkey is here with Cheers and Bits saying, do you get any flack for being on the grass team? Graham was saying some of his viewers weren't being nice to those not on his side. Not me. I haven't really been as involved. Also, I tend to not be so responsive to those types of comments. I've got a pretty thick skin for that kind of nonsense. So, personally, I ain't really been affected at all. If I'm getting flack or not, I didn't really see much on my end at all, really. And I read a lot of comments on my recent video because I asked for like feedback on how the season is going, and everything was just talking about that, really. I just really don't have like a vision popping into my head of what to do. It's kind of annoying. Maybe we just start placing some blocks and things will happen. So I tend to like there to be like a groove of 3. So then I guess we could start putting something here. And then if we had 2 of them, oh, maybe they would be better suited to being on that side actually. Now the problem with this room is that it doesn't actually have a even middle. So there's a gap of 1 at the end there, and there is a gap of 1, 2, 3. Actually, doesn't that mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 6? Actually, it is even. So this is the middle. Oh, I thought I goofed. I thought I messed that up. Apparently not. So like that'll be the middle. Then we can have a cow there and a cow here, and then we can have it turn in like this. Then maybe we can put some computery looking stuff over there and a cage over here or something. I'm not sure entirely. I like that they're not wandering off. I mean, there's a couple of escape routes and usually... Oh! How did they get that so wrong? Yeah, so we'll do that like that. Then I guess we're going to have quartz going across the middle here. Then they'll stand probably on a light source. Because we can and all that. I need some dirt. Need some more... all sorts of things. There we go. We need some carpet. We got it. Some more quartz blocks. We have that. Do we have any other types? Probably going to need some of those as we rearrange stuff. And I feel like we should have some interesting blocks somewhere here. Like maybe we could use grindstones as chains, or could put them on the stone cutters. I could do that. I could literally put them on stone cutters. Or we could suspend them. Oh, that'd be really grim though. Like, what if we had them hanging on leads, but we didn't have something... I could actually just put water at the bottom so they wouldn't die. And then the water would kind of look like a little bit experimental anyway. So let's go in that direction. Because the other stuff sounds kind of torturous, you know? And then we get to build something really wacky and fun. Now, I did want to put glass panes around it, but if we need them to land on water, then I guess I could invert the direction of these. Okay, the ideas are starting to flow now, so we'll have it set up like this. This stuff here is going to end up going, right? Because we're going to put the sea lanterns underneath. Make an iron cage. Zuff, that was actually what we did in the previous live stream, designing this stuff. So that will probably end up being a thing. But then I want the one down the middle. I guess I could just have that all as water. And maybe put like some sort of block down here that's bluey, or... Put them over lava. No, there's like this chance that they might die. And then it will just look like a sad, empty thing. So I'm going to do that. Oh, I could do smithing table underneath. I don't ever get the opportunity to use that enough. Add brewer for decor. Yeah, that's definitely a block that would look good in here, right? Add a campfire, like you're experimenting with some sort of weird science goo. You can put water over the top of campfires, can't you? But you can't... Oh, that is an interesting suggestion. I think I'll stick with this for the minute. We're also going to need... Definitely going to need some more quartz blocks for this. But what type? I think I know what type I would like. Chest monsters are emerging. Chest monsters are emerging. Probably going to need the whole lot, really. Okay, bunch of that. We've got these glass panes here. They're excellent. What did I come back for? A bucket, I think? Not like that. There we go. Apparently brewing stands can look like pipes? There's an idea I don't think I fully understand. Brewing stands as pipes. We've got a noise in the air. It's Tasmad88 here with Cheers and Bits saying, I love watching you and the other hermits on season 6 and 7. Glad you guys are still going. Thank you, dude, and we'll be here for season 8 and 9 probably as well. I'm glad you enjoy watching. Thank you so much. So it's going to be like this from over there, which looks fine so far. But I think we need to change the back here a fair bit. So, ooh, that's bad news. That's a bad news Bob right there. Okay. That was actually the block I wanted. Yeah, there's going to be plenty more water spilling out here. So I'll have that in 2 places, and then I think we'll go with... Let's put some redstone lamps in. Oh, now my... I just had an idea of maybe making them light up with some fancy redstone, but I don't know. I've only got 1! And I made a bunch earlier, didn't I? And we don't got any glowstone. No! I guess I could fly over to my area and grab some. Tried. Bam. I haven't checked for, like, profits over here in a while. There might be some just lying around somewhere. X projects are feeling really old school this season, says Sporeman. Interesting. In what way? Is that new, the number 1 bit? I must have... Oh, wait, secret entrance. Okay, now we need some redstone, which we have. Then we need a crafting bench. This is chaos right here. Absolute chaos. And that's not enough. Not enough chaos. Maybe I should have gone something I had more of. Domino WWW is here with the Cheers and Bits saying you can make a conveyor of pushing a line of alternating walls and blocks under a carpet, maybe. I think I know what you mean. Are you talking about having them go on a conveyor because we're moving them around? I don't think I want to have too much like redstone stuff going on down here because it's already a bit shaky, the frame rate. So I like the idea, but I think we're going to keep the details down here kind of simple. Straightforward. But thank you so much for the cheers and bits, dude. Appreciate it. We've got Ethan Develops here, subscribing with Amazon Prime. Thank you so much, Ethan. Appreciate it. Let's get these torches back in. Nice. Now I need to get back in. Oh, what is going on? Have we got any dirt? Yep, we can use a little bit of that. We have Simo2342 off here for 3 months. If you get your hands on a brown mushroom, you could put one and the other in there. Well, we got a red one, therefore we got a brown one, right? So we could do just that. Thank you so much for the subscription. We got Lol Mistro here, gifting a sub to Burt Potato. Lol Mistro, thank you ever so much for that gifted sub. Appreciate it. Okie dokie then. Damn, this music's so good. I love it. Ah, right, now we've got it more set up for what we want to do here. This is gonna require some extreme modification. Because those cows, they're gonna have to go on fence posts all the way up the top here, right? So I think what we'll do is we'll take that out. And in the name of not really changing too much what's going on up here at the ceiling level, I think I'm going to do that. So it might end up being painful. In fact, it is going to be painfully obvious. Let's also get some iron blocks up here, right? So we'll take all of that out. And then that means these things are going to be like attached on all sides. That one's in the wrong spot. Yes, that will work. And now I've got all of these things to pick up. We got Chop Chop 627 with the Prime. Thank you so much, Chop Chop. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. So that means I need to then change this stuff out. I'm just going to leave it like that as kind of a reminder. When did that get torn up? Oh yeah, no, I was doing stuff, wasn't I? Right, we need way more glass. And then we need more of these blocks. But now we can have them go to the top. I fell in again. Useless. What a useless sausage. Now I feel very hungry. I want a sausage. I haven't eaten as much today, as I've had a very inactive day. And I don't like it. I might go for a little bit of a walk, but my foot is still... It's actually not feeling so bad right now. I think that's going to work. I think that's going to look mildly amusing. Okay, so now we need a lot of glass, and I don't think we're going to get enough. That's some glass. And I got more in here. And we got dyes. This is an absolute mess over here. An absolute mess. No white dye? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Luckily for me, I got some of this. Bam. Where's the glass? Right, that's got to be enough. It's probably painfully too much. I would suggest some pizza, says Waddles, is the best. You know, I had a takeaway pizza the other day and it weren't all that. It was a big one as well. I got it from a different place. I think I'm kind of done with takeaway pizza now. The best ones are always just made at home. Every time. Or like one of those Asda pick your ingredient ones. That's kind of close to a make at home type, right? So I'm just going to stick to that. I'm having some Wagamama tomorrow. I do like my food, don't I? Gonna have salad, with hummus and cheese, and for breakfast I'm having eggs and leek. I think is what I was gonna cook myself. A little bit of salsa. Love eggs with a little bit of salsa on the side. That's just an Xisuma combo right there. No one else in the world does that. That's just something I discovered. Now I'm sharing it with all of y'all. Okay. Extra blind, says White G. Pluven. I'm blind? What am I doing wrong? Am I doing something painfully wrong here? Doesn't feel like that. I'm so blind. Right, there we go. Let's do... I mean, can I reach up and jump? Oh, I can jump and hit it. That's fascinating. That's fascinating. You're trying to escape, aren't you? I see you wandering not very far from where you were before. That's a stinking escape plan if I ever saw one. Oh, that's not started off very well. Oh, that's not very good. Let's get you on the inside. Oh, Jay, stop bouncing higher. No, 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 wait. You might land on that. I did it all the wrong way. I did it all the wrong way. I'm sorry. Oh, thank goodness. I thought that poor little thing was going to die. Then again, it's a mushroom cow after all. Oh, bouncy time. Bouncy time. Whoo. I don't know if it lands in the water or not from there. Its fate is yet to be... It can't because it comes over the edge. That was amazing. That was amazing right there. I like the idea of maybe moving these things up and down with pistons occasionally up there. Anyway, number 2. What are we going to do with you? So I really got to get it kind of like in here. Come on in, buddy. I heard the water's hot. Too hot. We're making soup. No, no, you're not going to go in there, are you? I know you're not going to go in there. Right, but what about now? Oh! Brains and smarts, they're two things. And when they collide, good stuff happens. Like the cow getting in here. Go for a swim. Just go for swim. Thank you. Oh, now I can't jump. Yeah. Why can't I reach it? There, it's been reached. Quick. Woohoo! We got jumping cows. Oh my goodness me, that one's going for it. I like how I can stick its head through the glass. That's cool. Sweet, that was a good use of our time today, I believe. I believe. And we got Jew here subscribing. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it. Peeps, it's a work of art, isn't it? It's a work of art. And we got Domino, WWW, for 2 months, saying thank you so much for making a fantastic community. I've made so many wonderful friends when I played on Season 1 of LPMT. I'm glad you did, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the 2 months of support. Silent Gamer 87 is here with the Prime. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My friends, we have come to the end of the live stream. Be sure to hit the follow button. And be sure to go check out my other channels on YouTube if you've not checked them out before. There are 4 of them. But right now, we're doing a raid on the Ren Diggity Dog, who's playing on the Hermitcraft. So more Hermitcraft action coming your way, peeps. Hit that raid button in chat. Hit the follow button. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.